Today we are going to discuss the section I Write Well in Module 3. The first one is a laptop and the second one is a thermometer. Name some uses of these objects. What are the uses of a computer or a laptop? Storage and transfer of large amount of data, watching movies, view movies or access the internet, etc. What are the uses of a thermometer? It's used to measure temperature or fever. Now, what are the parts of these objects, right? The parts of these objects. Object 1 is computer, keyboard, mouse, monitor, etc. Object 2 is a thermometer, steel bulb with mercury and glass item with scale. Which materials are used to make these objects? First one, computer is made of metal and plastic. Second one, thermometer is used of plastic, glass and steel. Identify the shapes of their different parts. You look at a keyboard, that is rectangular. If you have a desktop computer, the base is circular. The monitor is square shaped, or it can be rectangular shaped. What about a thermometer? It is rod shaped. Dimensions. They have written some dimensions: 5.18 inches, 10 centimeter long, and 0.25 centimeters in diameter. So 5.18 inches is for the computer. 10 centimeter long and 0.25 centimeters in diameter is about the thermometer. Here they have given the descriptions of two gadgets, two instruments. Let's take a look at the first one. It is a two-bladed cutting instrument used for cutting cloth, paper, leather, etc. It has two blades used for cutting. Consists of two blades which meet and cut as the handles at the end come together. The handles come together. The blades are connected by a rivet or screw located between the handles and blades. A rivet, R-I-V-E-T, rivet is a short metal pin or bolt. ഒരു pin അല്ലെങ്കിൽ bolt. This rivet also forms the pivot for the movement of the blades. So something with two blades used to cut objects is a pair of scissors. This object is usually made of steel. Both the blades must be accurately tempered to equal degrees of hardness and elasticity. So this paragraph describes a pair of scissors. നമ്മൾ ഒരിക്കലും scissors എന്ന് മാത്രം പറയില്ല. We always say a pair of scissors. Similarly, we always say a pair of pants, a pair of trousers. You do not say scissor. It's always a pair of scissors. Next gadget. It is a traditional kitchen gadget found in all houses where coconuts form a part of the diet. ചിരവയെ പറ്റിയാണ് പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത്, obviously. This gadget has two parts, a wooden plank of about 20 inches into 6 inches which serves as a seat and an iron rod of 1 centimeter diameter beaten into a flat shape. The wooden seat is raised about 10 centimeters when it is placed on the floor. One end of the iron rod is fixed to the upper part of the wooden plank and the other one is flattened. Plank is palaga. Plank, P-L-A-N-K. The other end is flattened and projects like a tongue. ചിരവയുടെ നാവ്. Projects like a tongue. This flattened tongue has many sharp pointed ends. This tongue is generally raised about 4 inches from the seat. This gadget is used to scrape coconut. So they have described two different gadgets. One is a pair of scissors. The second one is a coconut scraper. So here fill in the blanks with the appropriate words from the bracket. You are going to describe a mixer. You can see the picture of a mixer in the slide. It's used for mixing batter of cakes, for mixing the dough of bread, etc. Batter mix ചെയ്യാനായിട്ടാണ് പൊതുവെ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. You can also use it to beat eggs. So, they've given you some words in the bracket: circular, metal, hard, oval, kitchens, plastic, height. Now pause the video and try to fill in the blanks. Pause the video and try to fill in the blanks. So here's the answer. A mixer which is used for mixing food is made of, look at the mixer, it is made of metal and plastic. Metal and plastic. It consists of 4 parts: a base, a stand, a motor, and a bowl. There's 4 parts. The base is dash in shape. It is oval in shape. It is 12 cm wide and 15 cm long. The stand, which is supported by the base, is 30 cm in height. The stand is 30 centimeters in height. What about the motor? The motor is the top part. The motor housing, which consists of a motor, is joined to the stand at the rear. Rear means back end. The motor is connected to the stand. The steel beater is dash and tough, hard and tough. It is fitted below the motor. The glass bowl, the steel bowl, imagine that's a glass bowl. The glass bowl is hard but brittle. Brittle means easily breakable. This one has a steel bowl. The edge of the bowl is dash. The bowl is circular. The edge of the bowl is circular. The glass bowl, or the steel bowl here, can be detached from the base. The power of the motor is 650 watts. Nowadays, it is common in all kitchens. You can find this gadget in all kitchens, most kitchens. So while describing gadgets, the first thing you need to describe is a function. For example, a blender, it is used to blend batter or dough or whatever. A coconut scraper is used to scrape coconuts. Scissors is used to cut objects. Then what are the parts? It consists of, it is made up of, it is composed of, you have to say it has these and these parts. It is made up of steel, it is made up of plastic, made up of glass. Then its 2 parts are rod and handle, brass knob, seat, which are the parts of this gadget. Then what material is it made up of? Wood, cement, concrete, metal, plastic, porcelain, glass, etc. Then what is the shape of this gadget? Is it rectangular? Is it oval? Is it circular? Triangular? Conical? Cylindrical? In the shape aanannullathu. For example, when you're talking about a laptop, the screen is rectangular or square. The keyboard is rectangular. When you're talking about a thermometer, it is cylindrical. So what shape is it? Then the length, breadth, height, depth, width, etc. The size of the object. Measurement. 3" into 2" base. 1 foot long. 16 centimeter wide. 2 meter high. What are the measurements of this object? Then what is the position of the object? Is it projecting or raised from the floor? Vertical, horizontal, slanting, leaning, lying. Which position is it in? And the color of the gadget. Is it black, white, brown, gray, red? What color is it? Then the texture of surface. Is it smooth? Is it oily? Is it shining? Is it sandy? Is it even, uneven? Is it rough? Physical properties. Is it dry or wet or moist? Is it brittle? Is it fragile? Soft, hollow, straight attached or detached, etc. Then additional information. You can say it's old-fashioned, or it is out of use, or it is replaced by something else. This is how you describe a gadget. So here's your homework. Describe any one of these gadgets in a short paragraph. Like a torch, a kettle, or a grinding machine. ഈ മൂന്നിൽ ഏതെങ്കിലും ഒന്ന് describe here in a short paragraph. The next section is about job interviews. So before attending job interviews, what are the things you do? Job interview attend ചെയ്യുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ്. First of all, you look for a job, you look for vacancies. Then you buy or prepare an application. With the application, you also include your CV or curriculum vitae, your biodata. Then you read the newspaper regularly. Read about current affairs regularly. Prepare for the interview. Sometimes you attend coaching classes. Then before attending the interview, you have to have information about the company. Collect some information about the company. So write down some questions that are likely to be asked for the interview. Pause the video and write down a few questions that are likely to be asked for the interview. What are the questions? First of all, self-introduction. Tell us about yourself. You have to say, I am so and so. I completed my schooling from, I graduated from, then you can say about your accomplishments, etc. You should say where you live. Why should we hire you? What are your qualities? What makes you suitable for that particular job? Why do you want to work for this company? So you have to say that you have knowledge about this company. That is why you have to collect information about the company before you attend that interview. Why do you want to leave your current job? If you have a current job, why do you want to leave it? Again, you have to answer without saying anything negative about your current job. നിങ്ങളുടെ current jobനെ പറ്റി നെഗറ്റീവായ ഒന്നും പറയാതെ വേണം ആൻസർ ചെയ്യാൻ. What is your biggest strength? What is your biggest weakness? We have discussed all of this when we studied about self-introduction. So biggest strength, you can say you are a team player, you are very punctual, you're hardworking. Biggest weakness, talk about whatever your weakness is, you're too trusting, etc. Where do you see yourself in, say, 5 years? What is your future plan? What are your salary expectations? So obviously, you must say that you want experience, you want to advance in your field. You shouldn't say you're just looking for money. വെറുതെ കാശിന് വേണ്ടിയാണ് വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നതെന്ന് പറയാൻ പാടില്ല, even if that's true. Tell us about a time when you had to work with a difficult person. So we are asking you about your previous experiences in order to know how you handled that situation. ഒരു മോശം സിറ്റുവേഷൻ വരുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ എങ്ങനെ ഹാൻഡിൽ ചെയ്യും എന്നാണ് അവർ ചോദിക്കുന്നത്. Can you work under pressure? Obviously you have to say yes. You have to say that you are able to work under any kind of conditions, that you have no problems with meeting deadlines. ഏത് ഡെഡ്ലൈൻ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് മീറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും എന്നാണ് നിങ്ങൾ പറയേണ്ടത്. So what should you do during an interview and what should you not do during an interview? അതാണ് നോക്കുന്നത്. First one, we need to knock at the door and seek permission to enter the room. So knock at the door and say, may I get in, sir, before entering the room. We should never talk to other candidates who are waiting for their turn. അങ്ങനെയൊന്നും നിയമമൊന്നുമില്ല. You can talk to the other candidates, be comfortable, be friendly, because some of them may end up working with you. Some of them may end up being your colleague. Collect the latest news, start early, make sure documents and call letter are taken. Stay calm, wait for your turn, report at the destination, dress neatly. These are all things you need to do. News collect ചെയ്യുക, ഇന്റർവ്യൂവിന് നേരത്തെ തന്നെ റെഡി ആവുക. You should make sure that you have taken all your documents, you've taken the interview letter, the call letter. Stay calm, wait for your turn. You should not rush into the interview hall before your turn. You should wait for your turn. Report at the destination. When you reach the destination, interview in the destination എത്തുമ്പോൾ report ചെയ്യുക. Dress neatly. These are things you should do. We should not interrupt the interviewer while he is speaking. Let him finish the question. Let him or her finish the question before you answer the question. നടുക്ക് കയറി പറയാൻ പാടില്ല. You can ignore the questions put forward by the interviewer if you don't know the answer. If you don't know the answer, you have to say, I am sorry, I don't know the answer. അല്ലാതെ question ഒരിക്കലും ignore ചെയ്യാൻ പാടില്ല. We should speak clearly and loudly. Obviously, it is not advisable to sit during an interview. You have to sit during an interview, and the interviewer will probably tell you to sit down. Sit down when the interviewer tells you to sit down. Impress the interview board by telling details about yourself that are not true. Should never say falsehoods during an interview. ഒരിക്കലും ഇല്ലാത്ത കാര്യം ഉണ്ടാക്കി പറയാൻ പാടില്ല. We should not criticize our previous employers or colleagues. We should only say good things about your previous employers and colleagues. Never criticize your previous employers and colleagues. Otherwise, they will think that you are not a team player. We should thank the board when we leave the hall. This is very important. When you leave the hall, you have to say thank you. We should offer a firm handshake before leaving. That is not really necessary. If they ask you for a handshake, give them a handshake. We should close the door when we go out of the hall. That is also very important. Now, what is the right thing to say during an interview? Imagine that the person sitting in front of the interview board is you. How would you greet the members of the interview board? ഒരുപാട് members ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ എങ്ങനെ greet ചെയ്യും? There are a group of people. Then how would you greet them? Good morning, madam. Good morning, sirs. That is how you should greet them. Good morning, madam. Good morning, sirs. എല്ലാവരെയും ഗ്രീറ്റ് ചെയ്യണം. ഒരാളെയായിട്ട് ഗ്രീറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പാടില്ല. ഗുഡ് മോർണിംഗ് മാഡം, ഗുഡ് മോർണിംഗ് സേഴ്സ്. When you haven't understood a question, you can say, I beg your pardon, sir, or pardon me, sir. മനസ്സിലായില്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്താണ് പറയേണ്ടത്? I beg your pardon, or you can say, pardon me, sir. Could you please repeat the question? When you are doubtful about the correct answer, you have to say, sorry, sir, I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm not sure. When your views differ from that of the interviewer, നിങ്ങളുടെ അഭിപ്രായവും ഇന്റർവ്യൂവിന്റെ അഭിപ്രായവും തമ്മിൽ ക്ലാഷ് വരുമ്പോൾ, I am afraid I don't agree with you, sir. So how do you disagree politely? We have already studied this in the last semester. You have to say, I'm afraid I can't agree with you, sir. I'm afraid I don't agree with you, sir. And then you have to say the reason. When you disagree with something, you have to say the reason. When the interviewer compliments you for something, you have to say, thank you, sir. Take the compliment and say, thank you, sir. Given below are the phrases that can be used in an interview. Write them down under their respective functions. So they have given you a number of phrases. Yes, I agree. What I mean is, I couldn't agree more. I'm afraid I have to disagree. I disagree. I'm not sure about that. Sorry, I don't understand the question. Sorry, would you mind repeating the question? Could you repeat that, please? In my opinion, as I see it, as far as I know, I'm afraid I can't agree with you. Well, let me see. That's a very interesting question. Well, let me think about it for a moment, please. When the question asked is not understood, you have to say, sorry, I don't understand the question. Or you can say, sorry, would you mind repeating the question? Or you can say, could you repeat that, please? Agreeing to something. Yes, I agree. I couldn't agree more. Disagree to something. I'm afraid I disagree. I'm not sure about that. As far as I know, it isn't like that. I'm afraid I can't agree with you. Basically, you have to say, I'm afraid I have to disagree. Giving an opinion. As I see it, in my opinion, what I mean is, these are all phrases that can be used to give an opinion. Taking time to think. You can say, well, let me see. That's a very interesting question. Well, let me think about it for a moment, please. You need like a couple of minutes to think. You can say, well, let me think about it for a moment, please. So how much salary do you expect? And the answer on fire. They have given you different choices. I'm a fresher and money is very important to me. I expect 50,000 as my starting salary. Obviously, that's not a good answer. നമ്മൾ ഒരിക്കലും ഒരു സ്പെസിഫിക് എമൗണ്ട് അവരിൽ നിന്ന് ഡിമാൻഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ പാടില്ല. I'm not interested in money. Again, that's not a good answer. Then why do you need the job? I have come to gain experience. It will help me when I attend other interviews. Give me any amount you like. That's obviously not a good answer. Third answer. Salary is not my first priority. For me, this is a platform from where I can start my career, improve the skills and knowledge I have, and use it for the development of this company. I am sure that CTC will be on par with what is prevailing in the industry. I am sure that my payment will be on par with what is given to other people in the industry. So that is what you have to say. Salary and the priority. This is a platform for me to improve my skills and knowledge, and therefore I will also contribute to the development of the company. That is what you have to say. Why should we hear you? I'm a fresher with a first class and I'm ready to do anything you tell me. Obviously, you should not say that. This is the correct answer. There are two good reasons for hiring me. I'm a fresher with sound technical knowledge and skills you're looking for. I strongly believe that my hardworking nature and dedication to my work will benefit both the growth of the company and my career. You have to say you have the qualities they have looking for and you will contribute to the growth of the company also. Sir, I'm your best candidate. You should hire me. You should never say that. So here the question is, why do you want to work with us? The answer is, I believe that your company offers me a great opportunity to explore my potential. Your company is giving me an opportunity to explore my abilities, my potential. നിങ്ങളുടെ കഴിവുകൾ. I can also utilize my knowledge, skills and experience for the growth of the company and also my career. That is also important. You can utilize your knowledge for the growth of the company. That is also important. So I want to work in a reputed company and get an experience certificate. You shouldn't say that. This company offers the highest salary. Never say that. The first one is the correct answer. So knowing about the company is very important. നിങ്ങൾ ഇന്റർവ്യൂവിന് പോകുന്നതിന് മുമ്പ് കമ്പനിയെ പറ്റി നന്നായിട്ട് പഠിച്ചിരിക്കണം. If information about the company is not available on the internet, then get information about the company from the employees. ഇന്റർനെറ്റിൽ നിന്ന് കിട്ടിയില്ലെങ്കിൽ എംപ്ലോയീസിനോട് ചോദിച്ചെങ്കിലും മനസ്സിലാക്കണം. I strongly believe that the company has a bright future as it is concentrating on quality. These are things that you can see during an interview. You can say that the company has a bright future. It concentrates on quality. Being a fresher, I have to spend more time learning my work. If my presence is needed for the company, then I have absolutely no problem working late nights and in the weekends. So you're saying you will always be available. You are okay with working on late nights and in the weekends if it is absolutely necessary. Thank you for this opportunity, sir. Would you suggest some courses that would help me in the job? You have to ask the interviewer if you should take any more courses that would help you in the job. These are all things you can say in an interview. ഒരു ഇന്റർവ്യൂവിന് നിങ്ങൾ പറയേണ്ട കാര്യങ്ങളാണ് ഇതെല്ലാം. So let's take a look at these words. The first one is combustion. What is combustion? കത്തുന്നത്. The process of burning. For example, soot is usually the product of the imperfect combustion of fuel. Soot കരി ഉണ്ടാവുന്നത് combustionൽ കൂടെയാണ്. Gadget is a small device or machine with a particular purpose. For example, a coconut scraper is a gadget used to scrape coconuts. Gadget. Look at the phonetic script. Ubiquitous, present everywhere, found everywhere, appearing everywhere. The radio, the most ubiquitous of consumer electric appliances, is about to enter a new age. എല്ലായിടത്തും present ആയിട്ടുള്ള ആണ് ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. Next one, usher. To introduce something. To bring about something. എന്തെങ്കിലും കൊണ്ടുവരിക. The Industrial Revolution ushered in a period of great technological advancement. Next one, bagasse. Sugarcane ഉണ്ടാക്കി കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ഉള്ള residue ആണ് bagasse. Bagasse is used as a source of cellulose for some paper products. some paper products are made from bagasse. Bagasse is the dry fibrous residue remaining after the extraction of sugarcane. The extraction of juice from the crushed stalks of sugarcane. Next one, imbue. Imbue is to inspire, to influence thoroughly, to pervade something. എന്തിനെങ്കിലും take over ചെയ്യാം. 19th century Malayalam poetry was imbued with lyricism. Lyricism നിറഞ്ഞതാണ്. Lyricism കൊണ്ട് inspired ആയതാണ്. Next one, incandescent. Incandescent means shining brightly, very bright. The mountain Snow White Peak was incandescent against the blue sky. Blue sky nedire white mountain. It is shining brightly. Incandescent. Next one, metaphor. Metaphor. One thing conceived as representing another. ഒന്നിനെ മറ്റൊന്ന് represent ചെയ്യുന്നു. For example, in poetry, the rose is often a metaphor for love. Here, rose represents love. Rose is compared to love. The new leader is dashed with enthusiasm and courage. So fill up with the words that you studied right now. നേരത്തെ സ്ലൈഡിൽ നമ്മൾ പഠിച്ച വേർഡ്സ് ഉപയോഗിച്ച് വേണം fill ചെയ്യാൻ. The answer is imbued. Imbued with, full of enthusiasm and courage. Television ushered in an era of entertainment and home. Dash, vehicles use two or more power sources to work. Hybrid vehicles. Hybrid vehicles use two or more power sources to work. Government should be the dash of the common man, right? That's the answer. Benefactor of the common man. Benefactor of the common man. This car is dash and hence can be driven through narrow roads. Compact. Compact. Traffic signals are dash in a modern city. Ubiquitous in a modern city. Lights are used as a dash for hope. A metaphor for hope. For example, you are the light of my eyes. നിങ്ങൾ എൻ്റെ കണ്ണിൻ്റെ വെളിച്ചമാണ് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ലൈറ്റ് അവിടെ ഒരു മെറ്റഫർ ആയിട്ടാണ് യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. The dash of fuels produce energy. കത്തുന്നത്, combustion of fuels produce energy. So a fire alarm, what is it used for? A fire alarm is used for it's a device that gives warning of a fire. Second one, fire engine. It's used for fighting large fires. Fire escape. It's a staircase used for escaping from fire. We should never use a lift during fire. Lift or an elevator during fire. So a fire escape is a staircase used for escaping from fire. Fire extinguisher, you know what it is. It is an apparatus used to put out fire. Firefly has nothing to do with fire. It is an insect. It's an insect of beetle family. Minnavilinu. Fireplace is used for heating a room. Heater na pagaram use cheyunna sanam. Firework. Even you know what it is. Padakam. Explosive used for display. Firewall again has nothing to do with fire. It protects computer from unauthorized access. These are all terms related to the word fire. Now fill in the blanks with the following words: arrive, leave, board, hire, land, take off, check in. Pause the video and try to do this exercise. Rina had to attend a conference in Delhi. She hired a taxi and reached the airport. She dashed at the domestic terminal and waited at the lounge. Checked in at the domestic terminal, the domestic airport, and waited at the lounge. When her aircraft was announced, she boarded on the plane. She boarded the plane. She boarded the plane. The plane took off at 4:30 a.m. and then landed at Delhi at 7 a.m. Reena dashed at the conference venue by 8 a.m. Arrived at the conference venue by 8 a.m. The conference was over by 4 p.m. and she left by the 6 p.m. flight. She had a pleasant journey. Choose the correct answer from the alternatives given. Let's take a look at question number 1. Dash your friend play badminton. Your friend is singular. So does your friend play badminton? I dash music when I was in school. Past tense ആണ്. So I learned music when I was in school. Option number C. I have dash time. I have a little time. A few, many എല്ലാം നമ്മൾ countable objectsന്റെ കൂടെ ഉപയോഗിക്കുകയുള്ളൂ. And time is an uncountable thing. So I have a little time. കുറച്ച് സമയം. I have little time means I do not have time. I have little time means I do not have much time. I have a little time means I have some time. കുറച്ച് സമയമുണ്ട്. A little means കുറച്ച്. I will study dash night. I will study at night. At night. I will study in the morning. I will study at night. I haven't seen him since yesterday. ഇന്നലെ മുതൽ. Since yesterday. Option B. Dash is a book on the table. There. There is a book on the table. Option B. My mother told me not to make noise. Because this is reported speech. My mother told me not to make noise. Option B. When did he dash up? When did he wake up? Did ഉള്ളതുകൊണ്ട് you have to use present tense. When did he wake up? So that is all for today's class. See you later.